So in our soil depth for developments, we have two primary requirements. One is to have a minimum depth of 300 millimeters of topsoil or amended organic soil on the landscaped areas, lawns and ground cover, and a depth of 450 millimeters for shrubs, and 300 around and below root balls of trees. This will also be a requirement for all new subdivisions. Management of rainwater through the water balance model. We've been a member of the water balance model for 5 years, and we've probably used pretty well every tool in the toolbox in our water balance model in developments in Courtenay. How do we make these things become reality? First one is through the official community plan, the OCP, by requiring that development permits are issued for all developments except single-family homes and duplexes. There's the section of our act, it's on the web page if you want to read it and get the full details. Secondly, through subdivision requirements for single-family duplexes, the engineering requirement for that, which is tied with subdivision, is listed again. So between those two, we pretty well have, we think, tied up making these things reality in terms of the soil depth. We also take security deposits for landscape works for all DPs, so that only affects the top title. Pretty tough to do it right now with subdivisions, although we're working on that.
You do have
tied up the way we write the documentation as well. What are the concerns? They relate primarily to single-family duplex developments, as we might expect. Those are the two biggest problems we have. We state in our policy, compared with the end product delivery, there's many practical difficulties. We can say what we want, we can tie in policy, but what is the end result? Do we actually get what we're saying we want? So the soil that is deposited or remains in place at the subdivision stage can be damaged by builders in particular through parking, storing, dumping, washing, accessing, all the other things that come around the building project. This is one of the most recent subdivisions in Courtenay. There's about 30 lots in here. This was pasture land up to about 5 years ago. It used to be cattle here. The wood was built, the utilities put in, and the corridor just either side of the road where we have our servicing was removed and replaced with those. Further up, just past this road section, is where the low point of the road is. You can just see it in there. 12 feet of peat was taken out. It's just been a little bog with frogs in it way back to bring up the road base. The adjoining soil on either side is left in place. That's about 300-400 millimeters deep of what was a pasture land before. The big issue we have here is what is the builder going to do when they get to this site? Is he going to take out the soil where he digs his excavation, store it, cut through the hard pan at the depth, store it separately, remove the hard pan material, put the topsoil back on the corridor? That's our big headache today. This is in Crown Island, Courtenay. One of the pluses we have is where a builder buys property from a developer and he buys multiple properties. Then has enough land to start playing with the materials. He's against one house or two houses where he has no room to do anything. So here the topsoil has been removed from the excavations. It has been stockpiled. The small middle pile is what is left of the processed, sifted piles to go back on the property. And across to the right is the cobbles that have come out of that sorting process. Again, first time I've seen this being done in Courtenay. It happened during the last year. What are the solutions? This has been a tough nut to crack and requires a mindset change by all of us. We can't just say we want you to do this. We have to carry all the people along. If we don't carry them with us, then council will hear about it and we will hear about it. And guess what? We make the drop what we're trying to do. We need to arrange training for our planners, builders, inspectors, technologists and bylaw officers to understand the need for a unified approach to construction management and protect our environment. Arrange a working level meeting with builders and the supporting trades to discuss this subject and agree on how we can achieve the water-centric goal. Require the builders to manage their construction, control the use of the non-building area. This is the biggest issue, is, and I'll come back to what Kim was asking, my personal information, etc. And the last one, a recent reorganization of the building service division will greatly assist in this process. It's engineering services, public works, and building services now all in one department. Before, our concerns have been that what planning, engineering, public works have wanted, we couldn't get past the building department. We couldn't get past that next step, making it happen on the ground, and we'd left the site subdivided, ready for building, and then it got destroyed. years ago, so I witnessed firsthand what happens at the construction level. And it surprised me. It changed my mind on what we've got to do here. It's not easy just to tell 30 trades to make a mess in the backyard, this is my house, because you're not there all the time. So we have to get through that whole group of people. That's why I've talked about the builder who takes up the permit and all his sub-trades. And just to say it is not enough. You've got to tie it up somehow. Okay, so I've used an example of water-centric thinking. So in Courtenay, we have about 1 metre of water falls in the city, about 40 inches of rainfall. The city covers 25 square kilometres, simple math, 25 million cubic meters of water a year. We have about 50% of the city that is green, that is the areas in the city that are not roofed and paved. These are parks, commercial, industrial, landscape areas. So around numbers, we've got about 12 million cubic meters of rainfall a year to deal with. We have two options. Either we can use that as runoff, stick it in pipes, ditches, creeks, stone retention, and all of those are wonderful tools. We spend a lot of capital and operating and maintenance money over the years, and burn a lot of greenhouse gases maintaining those things. Or we can produce alternatively absorbent solids, filter the water, attenuate the flows to the creeks, return it to the ground and surface water systems in a more natural and sustainable way. So Derek has the next part, which will touch on some of the things I've talked about. The big thing I want to mention before I leave, though, is that we've been working on this soil depth for about 3 years now. We're still not at the end point. We're getting a lot closer. And it's taken us a lot of hard work. We have not got this to council yet. We're working from the back door at the present time. And Derek's going to allude to where we're going